Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Age of Wonders Planetfall. Look at this, I found one. I found an army from Hatal Uruk. An army that, you know, theoretically could cross the water. All the units in it are pretty floaty. I guess he might be coming after us. I still don't have any idea why he thought it was appropriate to declare war on me. Seems like no positive outcome possible for him, but I guess it makes it harder for me to win a diplomatic victory. Maybe that's all he was thinking. What am I doing with you? Like, what is our actual defensive position? We can take over District 7, I guess. Esendar does still need land. I really wanted to take over water, but then I have to, like, actually develop that ability, and I keep researching other things instead. You know what? Fine. Let's go get District 7. Why not? Let us sprawl out over the entirety of the continent. And then, yeah, I guess just hang out. So here we have a quest army. This is an autonom quest, right? This is not for... Yeah, okay, this is not for the other guys. So, doing quests for other factions makes the autonom upset. We don't, I think, actually know if it's the case that all minor factions get upset when you work for other minor factions. That would seem to be a pretty arbitrary. Maybe it's just that the autonom are real dicks and they don't like it when other people are happy. So I'm not 100% sure whether doing this quest is going to get us further away from peace with the integrating the Paragon. And ordinarily, I'd be like, okay, well that's a good enough reason to just do it. Let's find out. But we're so close to being done with this Paragon thing. I kind of don't want to rock the boat on that. So I think we might just leave them alone. Yeah, we'll consider coming back and doing this later, maybe. Okay, you. What is this abyssal tear? Man, causing the colony to generate 20% less industry seems bad. Non-mindless and non-psi number units suffer minus morale. Psi number marauders will spawn here to raid their surroundings. That is a thing that has happened. Can we... Where is the abyssal tear? Is that an actual tile? Is that the tile he's standing on? No, it is not, huh? Because with some sector events, like this thing over here, right? We could bring an army here and we could nuke it if we wanted to. Well, could we nuke this Fallout? 100 energy and 15 cosmite. You know what? That seems like an okay thing to remove from my territory, frankly. You guys just hang out there and do that. Alright, also, what do we need to build? Did we produce... We did not. We did not produce a colonizer to replace the lost colonizer, so we should probably do that. Where do I want to do that? I guess these two cities are a little bit busy. Yeah, sure, it can be in Penster. That's fine. Penster's not, like, as close to the water as I might like, but also, it doesn't have anything else of great import to do. Alright, let's see if Hatal Uruk actually has any interest at all in fighting me. Like, why would you declare war on somebody who's pretty distant from you? Who you can't actually attack? It's just, it doesn't make sense. I don't know what the plan is there. What is the strategic level thinking that leads to such a decision? Okay, he's running away. Logan warned you, Minte Stygian is reportedly not to be trusted due to their past actions. Great. So wait, he declared war on the person I'm at war with and also falsely denounced me in the same turn. It feels like all of the AI factions are picking their actions at random sometimes. They're not doing things that make any sense for them as players trying to win the game. Okay, so we have some fabricated nonsense. Let's go... Hold on, I want to talk to the other assembly player. Has his opinion of me been affected by the fake nonsense? It looks like the answer is no. That was worded, the notification we got there was worded in such a way that I thought it was sort of a I thought it was like a denouncement that would have an effect on other players, but it looks like not so much the case. What's my reputation right now? Trustworthy. Everybody likes me, obviously, although some of these bonuses are going to start wearing off pretty soon. Alright, so the player who liked us the most was willing to make up reasons, fake reasons, to dislike us. So he shares a distrusted race relation with us. He's using covert ops on us. That's certainly the case. He is evil and should be eradicated. Feels a little judgmental. So not like with him taking obvious aggressive diplomatic action against us, do we have any way of like talking him down? It seems like, what if I were willing to forgive this? How about some of that? Very bad deal for me. Nope. There's no universe where you can make peace with an AI unless they really feel like they want you to do it. Okay. So the deal is his fabrication failed. But some people will still believe them. I'm not clear if this means like their people will still be approving of a war against us, or some other players will fall for the lie. Okay, well, like, why do that the same turn that you start a war with a different player, though? Why would you want to try to get into a two-front conflict? I guess you really just sit in guard mode? We have somebody in place if he comes across the ocean? We could clear some of the neutrals out of our territory, I guess. There's still neutral armies sitting on top of loot. May as well visit a site, and then like over here we're pretty much just doing the same thing, sitting in place to protect against a teleport move. Who knows if the AI is even smart enough to use the teleporters? I have to say, I know that this is not a point particularly against Age of Wonders, because all strategy games suffer from this to some extent, all modern strategy games, but like pretty unimpressed with the AI so far. So does my army have to stay here? Hazard removal's in progress. I don't think the army is actually like bound to the tile. So what do we want to do? We should probably try to like grab some of these regions, right? That's going to take, apparently, a couple of turns worth of movement. The APC doesn't cross mountains all that well. We could be even happier. I'm not sure that that's strictly necessary at this moment. Honestly, a field hospital is maybe a good idea. Alzeneth could potentially be on the front of a war if a war were to break out. And we're already really happy. You know what, let's build the building that lets me build more military units. How about that? And then over here we still have lots and lots of basic stuff to construct. You know what, just go ahead and queue up some happiness buildings. It doesn't really help us to prime any of this stuff. Yeah, I guess we're good. Just continuing to build up influence, which is one of the most important things we could be doing right now. Okay. Hey, Paragon. So it would be 90 influence to request ownership. We need 10 favor, is that right? Yeah, okay. So we could buy ourselves 10 favor for 45 influence. So if we get to 135 and they haven't offered us a quest or something, we can just buy our way into where we need to go. But that is going to take a while, and we can't get influence through trade or anything. Let's open up the Imperial Archives article on influence, provided that it even has any mechanical information in it. This is how it is used. Okay. Really, really short article. Like, definitely an article about a resource should include common ways of getting the resource. But maybe it's the case that only the upgrades that are given by... only the upgrade buildings that you can place in the capital increase your influence income. I mean, there are doctrines too. And we are running the one doctrine that we saw that does that thing. Yeah, I guess we'll just hang out here. We don't want to take over Thousand Peaks, right? Because like aside from the abyssal tear, it's volcanic. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. Okay. This should be a very easy fight. There sure are a lot of mountains in my territory. They're always in the way. So if we didn't want to just sit in the center for mental acuity, let's say we really wanted to get something done. We want to use this army in a productive way. We could try to go clear the Ion Storm. Units suffer minus arc resistance. Yeah, that's a reasonable thing to do, I think. We probably want to be able to take this territory over eventually. I mean, it is volcanic, which sucks. It's an okay energy exploitation, but honestly, it's such a bad tile overall, maybe it's not worth the effort. Yeah, I guess we'll just go here and hang out. We probably don't need to help with that fight. I think that fight is well under control. And then, I mean, Esendar may as well produce stuff. I don't know. We don't have a lot of other valuable things to do, right? Okay, we have some. That's right. We did just take a new sector. So our new sector is a good place for energy, or at least it will be once we, unlock all the exploitations and stuff. Do we have 2 energy sectors here already? We do. Well, that being the case, I guess a research exploitation might be reasonable. And we kind of already have all of the research that we need. Yeah, I mean we should build some of this stuff in our energy exploitations, but honestly, I don't know that we are going to be building a lot of units here or buying things out really. I guess let's do optimization control agencies. Oh, and apparently you can only build one of each of them. Alright, Penster, how you doing? Still unhappy, it turns out. Let's solve that problem. It's like there's a bunch of weird little things like that where like I could not dismiss that notification by right-clicking on it, even though you can dismiss many notifications by right-clicking on them here. But right-clicking on it here removed it from the active. It's weird. There's a lot of inconsistent UI elements. Alright, Claudia's Proton's moving, everybody's doing stuff, and we're just gonna sit here until we make friends, damn it. I wish I could just give the neutrals some of my energy. Energy's a good, valuable resource, and I have so much of it. Okay, a message from the Paragons. Absolutely do that. That's perfect. That will only take us a single turn to research. Okay, knock these guys out. Low risk. That should be a perfectly safe battle. We had that way under control. Apparently we moved a little bit too fast for one of the guys in the army to keep up with, which is weird. And you have 6 skill points. We have you with the crystal shotgun. Means you have to get in a little bit closer on people. It also means that we're already encouraged to put you into flanking positions. So backstab feels pretty good. Devour Hope also feels pretty good. Yeah, let's learn how to devour people's hope. That seems like an okay skill to know. And then you have 60 health right now. An additional 25% damage against units with low morale. I don't think we have a good way of inflicting low morale right now. Maybe we just take Vitality. Honestly, she's going to be like in and up on people enough that I think that's a reasonable move. Ooh, I didn't realize there was another skill for advanced piloting. I don't think we have any tier 3 vehicles, do we? No. No, that's not true. We totally do. We have this Wraith. Okay, well let's do that thing. I wanna see that. So that's very expensive. Hopefully it'll be worthwhile. All allies gain Dark Elation for 2 turns, granting morale and a resistance, and all enemy units have their minds broken. That seems like a pretty okay skill. 10 accuracy and 10 damage for 2 turns, that's fine. Ooh, the target is 40% easier to hit until the end of the turn is definitely interesting. I don't know that he's going to be in cover all that often, so I'm not... Dig in might not be good for us. Heals the army for more out of combat, seems fine, maybe. All friendly units ignore morale penalties. We're not really suffering a lot of morale penalties. Okay, everybody in the army just gains morale. That seems cool. Damage type resistance and immunity to some status effects also seems cool. There are a lot of real powerful status effects in this game. May as well grab that, and then, like... I'm unflankable is probably good for a unit that is somewhat motivated to flank people. It's real easy to have people get in behind you if you're not careful. And then, I don't know, infantry commander... And probably some vitality, actually. This unit does not have as much health as I would like. Alright, let's put him on the back of one of these wraiths. I'm curious. But not on the, deep inside one of these wraiths. It is a tier 3 awesome vehicle. So he's got a Psi-Tech cannon, repeating 13 damage psionic. A psionic blast in a cone toward the target direction doesn't actually tell us what the length of the cone is. I'm going to assume like 2 or 3 tiles. It seems like most of those effects are that length. The Wraith Drive teleports you to a location, dealing psionic damage to units adjacent to your destination. That seems alright. Stagger resistant. Yeah, I don't know. That seems totally fine. Let's get you some cool mods. This seems like it might be useful. Maybe putting yourself in some danger from time to time. And then I probably want one of these things that makes you enlightened, right? A level of stagger resistance would make him, I think, immune to stagger. This one does not make you enlightened. Yeah, I think the Tenets of Tranquility is probably not as good as Shield of Remorse. Again, like with the teleport in and stuff, we're imagining this is a unit that's actually going to end up near enemies and getting attacked by enemies. And it really, really has the health and armor to withstand that punishment. Okay, an Ego Pursuer is just like a pretty good secondary pistol, but like why would you want a pistol when you have your primary gun? I think what we want here is an explosive or something that can be used to destroy cover. This breaks people's minds, which at least is good for the rest of his weapons. We don't have all that many psionic attacks in the army as a whole. Maybe we'd be better off with just like a demolisher grenade. Or the ability to immobilize people. I'm gonna give him the grenade. Being able to blow up cover feels pretty good. That's just the case in every strategy game ever. Okay, at this point, yeah, we'll build a hospital and probably that virtual entertainment plaza. Some extra knowledge income is certainly welcome. So I'm not 100% sure. Like, once we integrate the Paragon and we get control of their dwelling, I'm not sure if that will lock their reputation with us, or if we'll still have to potentially tend to it from time to time. Oh, we got a message from the Autonom. They would like me to do another quest. Okay, I'll take it. Claudius has sent us a message. Is it about... Okay, it is not about declaring war on me, which I really appreciate. Is this a different message, or is this the one we just saw? Nope, you are the most despicable commander on the planet. Okay. Yep, so the diplomacy, quote-unquote diplomacy in this game is just people constantly shouting at you about how evil you are while being objectively evil toward you. Can we visit this? Is this still on cooldown? Okay, we'll just stand here until it comes off. Okay, well that was a convenient place for that army to appear. Do we know where this teleporter goes? Oh. Well, that's not very useful. Alright, I feel like we have a pretty solid economy pretty much everywhere. You know what, we don't have basic military infrastructure here. Let's make sure that this place is defensible. Who knows where the enemies are going to come from. And we can now request ownership. Oh, right, I have to get the colonies expanded. We have to actually move somebody up to Mirabel Station. That's okay. We can do that. I totally spaced on the fact that we had to be able to actually integrate it into one of our existing colonies. Because it sort of doesn't make sense, right? Like, it is its own colony. I would expect that the thing you would do is just, like, buy the use of it. So we saw some of Claudius Proton's units over here earlier. I suppose this is the direction we need to be watching from. In terms of him coming after us. Okay, the Autonom faction demand, for some reason, does not have an icon. Well, I will absolutely just give them energy. But let me tell you what I don't need any more of. So we're going to have to ask these guys to leave first, but we can totally do that. Okay, and that is Penster's first region. So at 9 population, it totally has the pop that we could just grab this immediately after. So do we want to turn around? I think we probably want to turn around. We probably want to get back toward the teleporter, right? And then we got ourselves another cosmite growth thing. Faster road movement. You know what we should do is grab aquatic deployment so that I can actually transport ship. And then we have to get to Dawn of a New Union at some point. I guess it's not totally critical that it be right now. But further upgrades to our sectors, probably pretty good. And I guess if we're thinking about that, a production sector is probably the one that makes the most the production sectors are probably the ones that make the most sense to upgrade. We have a lot of energy sectors, but we don't really need more energy than we have right now. Yeah, let's just get Dawn of a New Union. Alright, so we're going to get down to a position such that we can get across the water in a single turn with our floating ship there. And I guess we just sit over here? I mean, it sure doesn't seem like Hadal Uruk is going to come after us. I wonder if we could get out of this war. Because he clearly does not have any interest in fighting me. Does not align with my plans. Buddy, I've seen the way you're playing. You do not have any plans. Nobody here believes that you have plans. I guess actually here's what this army can do. We can go do this quest now that we're not going to need to be wary about the reputation of the Paragon any longer. So am I trying to take this? What does this actually do? Plus 8 happiness, minus 20% science, extra healing, and every combat turn enlightened units are healed for 10, and wow, we really don't want to remove this. This plays super well with our gimmicks. So yeah, just take the Ruined District over. Oh, Hofton doesn't actually have any population yet. Alright, hold on. I don't wanna actually do this just yet. We'll do it next turn once we have after we have paid the price for their colony. Cosmite growth chambers seem like a fine way to go. Right, because this will pop this turn, and then, in theory, we'll be able to do the thing. We should go get Beach Point as well. Alright, Hataluruk is moving. It turns out not in any place that I can see. And we still have... Oh, new player. House Teamer. Oh my god. Is that a positive initial impression? It is so nice to meet you. Alright, it's going to be 3 turns before we can even really do anything with her. There we go. Connect to Penster. So that's got us one of the 2 things that we need. We are at max relations. It doesn't say... Declining demands from this faction will reset favor to 0, or when favor is already 0, cause the faction to go to war with you. But it resets your favor when you move up a diplomatic level anyway. Okay. Whatever, it's fine. The important thing is we picked up a faction here. Or we picked up a dwelling. So what is modify sector? Right now it's an energy sector. We can... okay. Those are pretty standard interaction options. And that just is another way of bringing up the trade menu. Okay. Those buttons don't actually do anything. Got ourselves the subjugators. Really don't... I would love to never fight again, you know? So I'm still a little unsure what we want to take here. The Light of Truth. And I feel like just researching Doomsday weapons is going to put us on the wrong foot with everybody. Whatever, let's just keep researching new unit types. Maybe we'll eventually want to... yeah, sure. Welcome aboard. Maybe we'll eventually want to make some more units. Okay, you may as well come over here and participate in this fight. And this is a risky battle. Okay, you know what? We can do this manually. That's okay. I think we probably will not have a lot of problems here, but I'm going to be honest with you. I've already forgotten what the makeup of this army was. Okay, so they've got a bunch of the network shenanigans going on. Of course, they have a golem. Yeah, I'm not actually familiar with all of these units. We've seen these guys, but I don't think we actually fought any. So they have their own missiles, which are pretty scary. That's the only attack they have, though. The only direct attack they have. And these guys are punchers. Okay. That seems like a thing we can handle. They do not have stagger resistance. These guys are resistant, and of course the golems are as well. That's important for doing some strategic calculations here. I'm looking for arc resistance. Not seeing a lot of it. Okay. So they're going to shoot us with some rockets. We got to be ready for that. Which means being pretty cautious about our positioning. Where do I want to... like, we could rocket them. A rocket right here potentially does damage to these two and also removes their cover. That feels like a pretty good opening to me. And we probably want to move up a bit before we do it, so that we're not all stacked on top of all of our other units. Yeah, this seems like the play. Do love a critical rocket shot. And then... so we have 2 Paragon Soldiers and 2 Indentured. We do not have an Overseer. We have the Overseer buff on our Indentured, but we don't have the actual abilities, which is a little bit of a shame. Psionic damage, not super good against the robots. So let's see. This is we're probably going to get like 2 shots off with this from this position. I guess taking cover behind the explosive thing, not ideal. Also, The Wraith does not cover. The Wraith does not do cover. So where can I be where I'm not going to be a threat to the... I want to be in a position where I'm not stacked directly on top of somebody, right? Not within 2 hexes of another allied unit, if possible. I guess over here is fine. Over here lets me get a shot off. You know what? You have a lot of health. You're fine being next to the explosive thing. If that causes the enemy to want to shoot you, that is actually great. Is this just... okay. That is a flammable explosive. I do like the idea of detonating that flammable explosive. And if I'm only going to get 1 shot off anyway... does this thing have... it looks like it doesn't have any damage resistances. I'm just thinking like psionic damage. Seems like it shouldn't destroy metal obstacles that have no sentience. But I think we're going to destroy this in a single hit. Nope, I only did 2 damage to it. I'd really love to get that damage off. So, I mean, it must have some damage resistance. That was just not well expressed. Because we can't click, because it's not a unit, we can't click on it and get a readout. And also because it's not a unit, we don't get a sense of our targeting ability on it. So I'm not sure, like, if I'm here... 7 tiles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nope. If I move here, we're creating a good rocket spot. I guess if I move here, I'm not creating a better place for them to shoot us the rockets from, and also at the same time, I have some cover, but I don't have cover from this angle, and also these guys are in melee range. This is just like a really awkward battle. Yeah, this sucks a lot. Yeah, I wish I was getting an indication of how much damage I'm likely to do, because obviously it's way better to blow that thing up than it is to shoot a single action at this guy. Was that the explosion? There's not a lot of art there, but okay, it's good that dealt real damage. And then unfortunately we just don't have any more safe move up. So the question is, because no matter what we do, we're going to get hit by a rocket. So the question is, how much am I willing to endure the possibility of a rocket to my dome in order to move up and shoot people? Cannot get close enough to use the Mirage Field just yet. Yeah, I really can't do almost anything with Felicia. I guess Felicia just moves in into a position where I can help next turn. And try to shoot down the these guys as they approach to melee. That's something at least. And I have no idea what the hell to do with you. I could just move to here and take a double tap against that guy. It's not going to kill him. It does give them a couple of places where they could shoot the rockets to do damage to 2 of my units, but I don't think we have any spaces left where that's not true. Alright, hey, pretty good work, everybody. And Golem's going to be a real problem here in a second. So, this one used his missile. It only has a 1-turn cooldown, though. Okay, these guys are in this tile. It's not entirely ideal. Obviously, we want to kill them while spending the smallest possible number of resources on it. I'd really love to do, I don't know, like an arc manifold would be a pretty okay thing to shoot off here. Unfortunately, the battle's probably not going to be long enough for this to hit many times, so maybe I'd be better off just doing discharge. Yeah, this does get rid of those guys. And then unfortunately we have to kill this golem. Not an easy thing to do. Long range times 3 and he's in defense mode. Stupid shotgun ranges. We're going to take a lot more damage here than I was anticipating when we just like clicked on the army on the world map. You guys are a lot tougher than most neutral armies. Now, let's continue to move you forward, but I think this is probably the right thing to do. We should hit those dermal patches since they're free and everything. Okay. They don't need to wait for the tooltip to disappear before you're allowed to interact with your stuff. That doesn't need to be that way. So we have to fully expect. Why would you? I guess it's one hex less to go around this way than it is to go around this way, even though it's like obviously objectively wrong. I have to. We had one hex. We should have had one hex of movement left traveling here through the other direction, which is to say we should still have one hex of, like, we should have been able to move into here safely. I'm not sure why that isn't working that way. But this is what I was going to do. I was going to run up and shotgun these guys, so we're still going to do it. I really want to be rid of these particular enemies. I guess I just want to shoot if I move. Yeah, creating more not optimal rocket situations. There's really no way not to, though. Alright, well, it probably should at least not be the guy who's already injured. I'm going to open up a shot for them over here in the hopes of drawing their attention this way. Are you... Like, hit him from here? No, of course not. I really want to move. Fine. I mean, we got to get him, right? This guy does have the standard anti-air... No, his thing actually does not have the air-to-air bonus. Or we could just roll up and do Mirage Field. Maybe that's the right move. So a 7 hex area below it. I'm assuming it means like a hex and the 6 surrounding. So like if we go over here and we Mirage Field these guys, yeah, that might prevent them from getting murdered. Alright, turns out the AI was not even willing to attempt it. Like, this would be a good turn to kill that flying support unit, maybe? We can push up on this guy. I mean, we do have to get rid of this dude. Who do we want to use to finish it off? I guess we could use you. Have these guys move over to, like, here, someplace far away from all the other enemies. Okay. Our hero endured some additional damage there, but the good news is we could attempt to Feed on the hope of an enemy unit. I mean, it says non-mindless. These guys are not mindless, right? No, they totally are. Thought I remembered being surprised that the golems were not mindless. Well, apparently I don't remember that. Because it's not real. Doesn't really help us to do that. I think we want to just... Oh, this does do 22 damage. Yeah, I think we want to just move up slightly and... Easy enough to burn down all of these units except for the rocket launcher guy. And it is unfortunate that it's except for the rocket launcher guy. Okay, but I think we should at least be able to keep everybody alive here. To that end, we probably don't have this hero advance. You can run up and just, like, throw this at him, and that's pretty bad. So's your gun, though. So remember, the only attack he has is the rocket. Mostly what he does is mark units for other units to blow them up. Maybe have you consider approaching from this side. Alright, hard to imagine he doesn't fire his rocket at somebody, and then we probably can just finish him off from there. Let's throw... Sorry, let's move forward a little bit and then throw this grenade. Okay, now we got him in the open. I probably want to go ahead and throw a heal out on this dude. Just in case we don't pull this off, and also because having him back at full could be relevant for strategy map stuff too. But our friend here cannot fire his missile next turn, so it's hard to imagine him getting any more damage off. Alright, it's a video game. Of course you should finish every fight with a shotgun. Kinda goes without saying, really. Yeah, we took a lot more damage there than I thought we were going to. That actually was kind of a risky battle. Alright, so take all that reward, and we get a message from the Paragon. Yep. So every neutral faction hates every other neutral faction so much that you being nice to them... Everybody in this game is such a dick. Like there are no entities in this universe at all that are not just absolutely horrible to be around. So how do we deal with that? I guess we can buy stuff from them periodically to get some feeling back. When shooting at a unit, this unit's firearm attacks ignore cover and unit in the way penalties. That seems actually pretty good. So we could buy something from them to give us a little bit of favor, just to give us a buffer. Reactive shielding seems not that great. You don't get hit by that many ranged attacks, right? It's not like you're gonna build up a big defense bonus here. You're going to get shot once, that's going to go up, and then you're going to get killed by the next shot, probably. What does Imperial Mandate do? Oh, right. Yeah, we don't care about this. Let's buy the smart rounds. It'll give us a little bit of favor with them, just so we shouldn't see anything, we shouldn't see their things suddenly break. Their opinion of us, I mean, suddenly break. Okay, you... Now that that's done, I guess you just come back up here? Yeah, we just really don't have a lot to do with most of these forces. You get to wait by the teleporter in case something happens. We're doing a lot of in case something happens around here. Okay, Hovton now has the population to make this happen. They are actually very tough. Okay, you know what? Don't engage. We'll get somebody down here to help. Maybe that can be what these guys do. We'll just have them turn around and participate in a battle. We have 8 turns to get that done. I'm not too worried about it. Suppose you can come down here and help. Just get him a lot of early XP this way. And we're not positive on happiness yet, so let's solve that. Here we're only very slightly positive on happiness. I do love free stuff. Free resources all the time. What do we actually need for this city? Not really anything, right? Yeah, it doesn't need to do anything but just sit here. We're way down at the bottom of the map. I don't imagine we're going to see any enemies showing up here unexpectedly. So I guess just take whatever economic upgrades we can get. Oh, we're being publicly complimented. That's a nice change. Maybe we can be friends with someone. Finally, someone. And at some point, maybe the AI will realize that their wars are not gaining them anything. That there's literally no reason for them to be at war with me. I am absolutely willing to return the favor, by the way. So we can negotiate... Is it next turn? 2 more turns. That was just a really long turn. Okay. We have Celestial Reign, so Dawn of a New Union. And we gotta get our reputation up. Yep, we still don't want to do that. Yeah, it is unfortunately gonna be a minute before we're ready to get down here. And you would expect that the travel cost increase of mountains and, you know, uneven terrain would be a little bit lower for things that are flying, things that are hovering, but I guess not. Essendar, I suppose, may as well get a virtual entertainment plaza. We still don't see any... Yeah, we still don't see anything that even looks kind of like aggression from Hotel Uruk, so... Military upgrades and additional military units both seem like kind of a waste. We cannot improve happiness anymore here, so that's going to be a problem at some point. Make sure that we have functional defense turrets, you know, in case of a rebellion or something. Feels like there could be one. This sector is... Well, I mean, it's certainly not a very good science area. I guess power makes sense? I don't know that it really matters. Like I said, this is just going to kind of sit here and hold territory for us. Okay, she's taking coastal territory nearby. Where's that? Clicking on this does not take me to the sector. Probably it will once it's my turn. Okay, it's over here. I think I'm fine with that. Completing this will damage your relationship with other factions, but not completing it will damage your relationship with this faction? A usurper has arisen, pretending to be the new emperor, riling the plebs. There's only one true emperor, and they shall return the Star Union to us. You know what? I decline. Yep, so we have rioters. Increase your colony happiness to turn rioters back into normal colonists, or activate martial law, which will disable the happiness system. But Like, is there actually a long-term penalty? Like, could we see a rebellion happen or anything? Is there information on this page? An unhappiness event will occur, leading to riots and a loss of income, but no. No, the answer is it really doesn't matter. Yeah, unless we want the city to be productive, which we don't like particularly care about, because the thing that we're bottlenecked by mostly is influence at this point, and that city being happy doesn't help us get influence any faster. I guess we're cool. It seems like it's very easy to get, and I'm sure to some extent this is just me. You don't need to do any of that stuff. To some extent, this is just me still not being super familiar with the game systems, but it seems like it's really easy to get bottlenecked by Cosmite and Influence, which you don't have a lot of ways of affecting your income of. We still don't see any hostiles. I mean, there's something going on over here. Unidentified Paragon forces reported as a very angry Red Cross, despite the fact that they are friendly units. As the red exclamation point just tells you that you know what faction the units belong to, but it's kind of weird that it's kind of weird that those friendly units show up as such a danger sign, while these units, which are potentially actually hostile, appear as a thing that reads to me as more neutral. Somewhere there's combat happening, I guess. What does Light's Harmony actually do? I didn't even look at this. It is a heal. Okay. A heal with that enlightened bonus, and then we have Star Guides, which seem fine. You know, they're enlightened. Autonom would like me to kill some more guys. They would like me to kill some Paragon units, which is maybe a thing I should be more reluctant to engage in. But I don't actually still have to be friendly with the Paragon, do I? Like, in order to do the thing, you have to have... Okay, it says friendly dwellings. So, I'm not 100% sure... Like, if they are no longer friendly to us, will it not count as a friendly dwelling under Alliance control? Or is the fact that I bought it, like, permanently good enough? I guess we're probably gonna find out, huh? Logan sent me a message. Is it a threat of some kind? Yep. Our disgust with you is great enough to declare war, which I, have already told you. Seems like I'm kind of just wasting everybody's time by calling you here, but I'm lonely. I think... So it looks like you're not allowed to just jump the water in a single turn, but it looks like there's nobody in range to attack me here. This seems like it should be safe. They still have to embark even though they're a hovering unit. Can't hover over water. The technology's just not there yet. Let's see, this heads through to the Axiom of Light. We can get a Radiant Force, which is... fine. Honestly, not that impressive for how late in the tree it is. Yeah, weird. It does apply Soulburn, which is a cool thing, obviously, for us. The will of the star manifests in ethereal form, summons an ascended teacher under your command. Well, I'm sure that's a good unit. It does cost 100 influence and 20 tactical points, which is maybe a little unrealistic. And we have good units available already. If we were to get attacked, we could build a thing and do a fight. We can just read all of the operations and see if there are any that are interesting. We can probably get better damage operations than the ones we currently have. Makes a unit real fast and awesome. Every turn, the unit has a 50% chance to become overloaded for the turn, and we have seen that some units really like to be overloaded. Ooh, attacks from arc weapons gain an extra impact level is actually pretty cool. And we do have enough Cosmite that we could afford to do some retrofitting. Ooh. Okay, I want this. So yeah, let's go through Ionic Detachment. I'm a big fan of status effects, especially stuns. And that's also a tremendous amount of damage that that thing does. Alright, do we have people... Here. Happiness is what we care about. Am I not allowed to pull more people onto happiness? See, why am I not allowed to move these two? I understand that the rioters can't be moved out of their spaces. There we go. Okay, well, now we're only -1. That's something. We could presumably get this place back to happy with just like a little bit more of a push. Unfortunately, we cannot do right at this second. Okay, no, I don't want those notifications. We're also having unhappiness problems in Vondbur. Well, let's fix that. Oh, you're not even trying to be happy. What are you doing over here? And then we had a happiness event. That's weird that it stacks the happiness and unhappiness events in the same notification. When we had the little red face with the 2 next to it, I was like, oh god, 2 of my colonies are upset? But no, apparently that's not how that works. We've received a proposal from Claudius. I like the sound of that. He has been shouting at me a lot lately, so I'm hoping that it's not a proposal for, like, me to go fuck myself. But, you know, that would be classic Claudius Proton. He would like it. He would like to buy off my Casus Belli. That's interesting. Let's forget about mistakes from the past. I don't want your Cosmite that badly. What I want is diplomatic movement. How about something like that? Okay. He's still not ready to overcome his dislikes. Okay, how about a non-aggression pact? Man, there's some real sweetening going on over here. I can't believe that he is not into this. What if also... It's really not easy to add a lot of energy. What if also 1,000 energy? For real, man. Just, like, think about it. No, he's really not into it. Well, then no. Then no, I'm not interested. Okay, units with... Yeah, I kind of know what morale does. What I wanted to know is why is morale low? So left click to show more information, right click to remove event from list. There is no... Will this take me to the unit who's actually... That seems to have centered the screen on 1,000 Peaks, which is not a unit that has low morale. I guess it's trying to center the thing here, I guess? But, okay. You are the thing with low morale. Why are you... Abyssal morale dampen. Okay, so she's going to be fine as soon as we get out of this sector, then? Yeah. Okay, it doesn't really even seem like it was worth telling me that, then? And we have the ability to win the game now. If we wanted to try that thing, we could do it now. So... what can we pick up that will continue to have an effect on us? I mean, we need to keep looking for buildings that give influence. We, of course, have access to more Cosmite. Yeah, so the last influence building was in one of these in-between levels, but it looks like... I wonder if I'm just out of influence buildings. Maybe that was the last one. You get even more Cosmite. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's not important. I guess let's continue to grab city upgrades. Vague city upgrades. You're done. You should definitely get on land. Okay, hey, look at that. Maybe we'll actually be able to settle over here now. And who knows, maybe we'll really regret that we even tried it. We could try to build some fancy military units, but I suspect we're not going to need them. It doesn't seem like anybody's actually going to attack us. We'll probably get attacked once we start on, like, really start making progress down the victory path, right? But right now, it seems like people are mostly just declaring war on us because they're bored. So I'm not exactly terrified. There's no motivation. I'm not feeling any urgency. So we'll do quests for the Autonome as they give us quests. We'll buy stuff from their shop. We'll bank ourselves a bunch of influence so that we can gain a bunch of favor with them quickly if we need to. Oh, and there are marauders over here. I'm not imagining... We did not have an indication that there was an army on that tile before, right? Well, what if we just get off the land in the hopes that we will not lose that unit to those random guys, and then let's go ahead and knock this out. I have arrived, and I am very over-prepared. It says low risk. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of want to manually resolve it just so that we don't have a chance of losing these really leveled up units. But you know what? I should probably not do this battle right now because we are a little bit out of time. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We made a step. We made a big, important step toward getting our victory here. Our reputation is still not exactly where it needs to be, although it's above neutral now. Like, we're making progress. It just feels like there's a lot of stuff happening in this game that is not super relevant to the path we're walking. So come back next time, which is going to be Monday, to see if we can maybe get the Autonome on side, and then, honestly, I don't think we're that far away from winning this. And we'll see you then.